back to Black Site tonight. We're going to talk about Ilhan Omar and the Somali community are now saying they're protected by the 14th Amendment. First, I would like for you to subscribe to this channel, hit that like button, hit that notification button, but also comment on this video. Ilhan Omar and the Somali community is taking heat from President Trump and his administration for the billion-dollar massive fraud which is happening in Minnesota. They stole money from the human services of Minnesota. They stole money from Medicaid, Medicare, from autistic children, hell, SNAP, EBT, whatever the hell you want to call it. The Somali community was on the tape. And now that the pressure is on, the light bulb heads are now saying that they are part of the black community, saying that the 14th Amendment protects them, which we know it doesn't. The 14th Amendment was made for slaves, descendant of slaves. In America, it wasn't made by migrants who came to America. She said nothing can happen to her, that she's protected. All of a sudden, the Somalis want to be part of the black community. You see how everybody wants to be part of us when they know historically the only people that are protected in America are the descendants of slaves, that we were written into the Constitution simply because they had not mentioned us when they wrote the Constitution. That had nothing to do with migrants who came from Africa and now live in Minnesota. So you see how these groups, all of them, use our suffering and our basically dying on this soil to benefit them. This is how disrespectful they are. They feel as though if they can join us, because see, right now they need us because the heat is on. That this community has been stealing money from the United States government, that they came here to steal benefits. And Ilhan Omar sits back and acts like nothing has happened. She knows nothing. But let me tell you, I believe this woman is the center of it. I believe that the Somali community has learned to game the system from other Arabs that come from the Middle East and those other groups like Hispanic groups in California who are gaming the California system. So let me tell you something. Now you want to be one of us. Now you want to hide under the shadow of black people when your community don't even associate with us. And you are married to a white man. You could even marry your own. Now you're sitting back trying to take credit for what my community has died and fought. This is extremely disrespectful, but this is who they truly are. They will find a way to piggy on our back. See, everybody sees us as crash test dummies. They think that we're going to stand in front of the Trump administration and fight for them. If he wants to deport them, he can do it as quickly as possible. I don't give a damn. Because personally, they're taking benefits away from foundational black Americans, for ADOS, or whoever else you want to call us, the indigenous people. They're taking our benefits from us and they're putting it in their pockets and sending them back home to Africa. We're trying to build a kingdom here for ourselves. They're trying to build a kingdom back in South Africa, back in Africa, a place where they left and they refuse to go back. She says that she is fighting for Somalia. This woman right here, Ilhan Omar, and so many others, they have no respect for our community. But they'll use our community when they are in trouble. And their community is in trouble right now. Trump is on a rampage. He doesn't care who he sends back. If he sends Somalia, Venezuela, Cuba, Mexico, Venezuela, he doesn't care. He knows he's not up for re-election in 2028. Now he's going to lay waste and send people home in warp speed. He has already sent ICE to Minneapolis. He's already got the Treasury Department in Minneapolis to check and see if any of that money is going to organizations outside of America. Some of these people even supported Trump in the 2024 election, but you'll see how Trump can easily flip the script on you if he believes that you are connected to any illegal activity. And we know that these Somalians under the Tim Walz administration was stealing money. It wasn't us. It wasn't ADOS. It wasn't indigenous people. It wasn't foundational black Americans. It was them. But now the light bulb is going to come out and say, we're black. We're like the other foundational black Americans. We're with you. Oh, brother. No, it's none of that. You're on your own. The Nigerians on their own. Don't come to us when the boats are getting full and they're sending you back home. You love your country, but you don't want to go back home. Notice that. You don't want to go back to Somalia because you know how good you got it. You know you don't pay rent. You don't pay for food. You don't pay for gas. All you migrants and Somalians got nice cars because you've been living off the land. You've been living off fraud in Minnesota. Now the Democrats in Minnesota are getting nervous because the investigations are getting deep. Now she's trying to turn it into a racist thing. You knew it was going to turn into that once Trump found out how bad the fraud was in Minnesota. So now you're trying to turn back to the black community. And we're saying, no, you deal with it yourself. Foundational Black Americans not helping you because you refuse to help us. We know how this game is played now. In 2025, everybody being exposed. You exposed, the Hispanics being exposed, the Asians, all the other groups who turned their backs on foundational Black Americans. I want to thank you for listening to Black Site. Hope you subscribe to this channel. Smash that like button, but also share.